Hi everyone, this is Chuck Taft with the Bretzman Group, and I wanted to give you a quick overview of a breakout that my teaching partner, Dr. Lori Walzak, and I used to introduce the very exciting period of the Gilded Age. Now, if you're leading 8th graders into the study of the Gilded Age in an American Studies program, you better jazz it up. And that's exactly what the breakout did for us. We used 7 clues hidden around our rooms to get 7 numbers for a code. And you can read these if you want to press pause and read them. But we used a combination of things that they were going to be looking at in English class in the American Studies program that we have, and also in history. We used some were tech, some were not tech. Some involved QR codes, some involved augmented reality, some involved going to a specific website, but others involved finding information in the room, tagged books, hidden things under desks. It was a ton of fun. And eventually it gave us, or led students to getting 7 numbers. And then we had a final clue that told them to put those numbers in order to spell the name Clemens, which of course is the original name or the birth name of Mark Twain, the great author of the time of the Gilded Age. He actually called it the Gilded Age. Now, to set the stage for this, what we did is this was a time period in our school where we had just done some big projects, and I had been grading a bunch of projects. So in our morning announcements, we had all the 8th graders look at a video of me going crazy and tearing our room apart. It was sort of supposedly like a hidden video caught on camera sort of thing. So the kids didn't know what was going to happen.
Stop! Turn it off! Turn it on!
They obviously had no idea what was going to go on in the class. When they entered into the class, we actually have 2 classrooms that are split by 2 doors, and this was in the center. This is it's an ammunition box, I believe, that my friend Michael Matera purchased, and you can program it to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever number that you want to of a code to press in, and then it'll open up. So that was kind of our apparatus for the breakout, and we came up with the 7 numbers. We told kids that I was frustrated, I was crazy, and I played up the part. In fact, some kids started cleaning up the room automatically because they thought that I was really, really ticked off, and I had to give them a wink or whatever. But we told them that clues were all around the room, and they had to find the answers to these clues and put 7 numbers into this box in order to ease my pain or whatever, but also in order to open up the box and sort of win the game. And of course, if you call it a game, it's great. Kids got to work right away. A couple things I'll point out is we used a timer. And sorry about the blurriness of some of these photos, but we had a timer right here. Classroom timers is a great thing that you can use for this. We have 2 sides to the room. The first picture was one side. This is the second side. We actually had them competing against each other. So it was which side could find the answers first, and the clues. We had replicate clues on each side of the room. You have kids piecing together clues here. This is my student Sydney. She was real excited because she found a hidden clue that was taped under a desk. Just that whole hiding things came up with just a lot of engagement. You can see some pictures that were just taped up on the wall. Just random stuff all over, which was fun. Here's an example of students using augmented reality. Right here using Erasma, where they would find an invention. They'd have to put the invention in an acrostic, and the acrostic would spell out a number, and we just had the Erasma clue here. I had that in a former Bretzman newsletter post. One of the great things that happened is kids started to just write a whole bunch of answers up on the board and started using it as a brainstorming and crowdsourcing area without us even giving them a suggestion. And a bunch of kids just started writing stuff up on the board and trying to figure out how things worked. And that, to me, was the magic of the entire activity, was seeing these kids get together, work together, collaborate, try to create their own answers. It was just really, really neat how they did that. Here you have kids working together that usually wouldn't work together. Leaders emerged in small groups and big groups. Some kids try to go off and do the whole thing themselves. And then Lori and I would try to say, hey, what are you doing? We got to talk to them about collaboration and working together. And then at the very end, when they finally opened up the box, and it did take a couple hints, when they finally opened up the box, we got to not only debrief about, hey, what are we going to be studying and what are we going to be looking at in this Gilded Age, but we also got to talk to them about what worked, what did you think about it, and my favorite statement was from one of my students who said it was intense fun, which, wow, I mean, if you walk out of a class period with a student saying that was intense fun, I think we did something great. We also recently did something in a professional development experience that we have at my school, University School of Milwaukee, which involved a similar sort of breakout with the same kind of box, but this was done in 25 groups of people who had many of them never met each other at all at this professional development conference. We had about 200 people, 250 people at the conference. And so we did this experience where it was trying to find a treasure, open up a treasure box. And instead of hiding things around, I gave everybody a packet. They're laying on the floor right here. I gave everybody a packet, every group a packet with clues, and then they had to try to solve these clues, which led to a series of numbers to open up a box. The reason why I bring it up is these are 250 adults that were getting after it. And you can see how they're working together and how they're trying to brainstorm or whatever. But here was the end of the entire experience. This is the key. Watch this. Now that's my friend Ashley, who gets super competitive as it is, but then she tweeted out a picture of her heart rate when they won the treasure, when they opened it up, and it went up to a 107. So if you can get people's pulses racing like that, that's exciting stuff for you in your classroom. So hopefully this gives you a little idea about how you can incorporate a Breakout EDU, and you've got some ideas in the post as well. Again, you can use the Breakout EDU materials that you can get online, and you can certainly get those sent to you, I'm sure, by the time school starts in the next couple weeks. But if not, you can go to your hardware store, get a couple locks. You can hide keys around and get into different rooms in your school. Or you can have a virtual breakout where they have to type in letters into a pre-filled URL that you can make. Whatever the case, tons of options. Again, it's exciting, it's engaging, it's collaborative, and it's a great way to open a unit or a school year. So give it a whirl. Try to have your kids break out.